What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you a discussion video on Zion Williamson and what's the best landing spot for him if he is traded this offseason. Now, let's talk about it. So, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think I'm early on this news. I did a video just a couple days ago when Shams broke the news about Scoot Henderson possibly going to the Pelicans. The Pelicans were very interested in trading up for him. I did a video right after that, probably 20 minutes after that. And it's in my thumbnail also, but if you listen to the whole video, I drive through the whole point saying, well, I drove the point through saying, if I'm the if I'm the Blazers, if I'm the Hornets who have pick 2 and pick 3, and they're able to get Scoot Henderson, if I'm one of those two teams, it's two ways that you can really go with it. You can either go young, get Kira Lewis, get Jackson Hayes, Herbert Jones, and a couple of picks, or you can demand either Zion or Brandon Ingram if you want Scoot Henderson that bad. And I said, from my viewpoint, if I'm a GM, you better give me Zion or Brandon Ingram if you think Scoot Henderson is worthy enough to trade up this high for. I'm not letting you keep all those guys. So give me one of the big dogs and give me a pick or two and I'll be good. I don't want to go the young route and start over with a bunch of them guys. They're not even that good anyway, in my personal opinion. I wouldn't want Lewis, Hayes, and Herbert Jones and a bunch of picks. That might not work out. Give me the established star. That's my viewpoint on it. And lo and behold, a couple days later, now which is yesterday, it came out the Pelicans might want to trade Zion. And it just makes sense. His offseason he had really just started last week. The real bad stuff for off the court stuff. Not bad, but just the blatant, newsworthy stuff happened with the kid and all the other stuff going on, whatever. But on the court stuff is also bad too. He can't stay healthy. He's also, I did a video on it about 2 weeks ago now, him getting into it with the the healthcare leader for the vice presidents of the Pelicans healthcare, whatever it's called, whatever. I did a video on it. You can check it out about a week or two ago now. It's him and Brandon Ingram on the thumbnail, so you can check that out there. But that video I touched on Ingram and Zion's injury woes the last couple of years. But, he's just been getting into it. Organization might think he's lazy or might just be thinking it's time for him to get a change of scenery, And I'm going to talk about a couple teams I like a lot for him. So let's get into it. First being the Houston Rockets. I really, really like this move, but I doubt it happens. They have pick 4. And also I think they like one of the Thompson twins. I'm going to do a video on that next. Amen Thompson. I think he'll be pretty good, honestly, so I'll get into that later. But I think, him and Zion, not him and Zion. I think Zion going to the Rockets, and let's just say, right, they get James Harden, which has been rumored for a while now. That's been going on. That rumor has been going on since the All-Star break. So let's say they get James Harden, right? They have Jalen Green, obviously, and then they trade KPJ, Jabari Smith, and a 4th-round pick to the Pelicans just for Zion, which makes sense. Cool. Boom. You have a big 3, Zion, Harden, and Green. That's not bad. If they all can stay healthy, if they all can play well, it's all ifs. It's all ifs. I love that team a lot. That'll be a devastating move. With Ime Udoka being the head coach, Green's going to his 3rd year. Zion will go into his 4th, I believe. But the amount of time he's played, he's really like a 2nd-year guy. He really missed most of all his seasons so far. But he looks in good shape too. We've seen from the baby shower video, he looked pretty good. So, but yeah, if they all can stay healthy, they all can play right. I think they can be a lower seed team in the West and maybe make some noise. Zion is dominant when he's on the court and when he's healthy. But I just think with pick 4, they're kind of out of it. But it does make sense for some reason if Scoot were to fall, or if the Pelicans want to go the different route and get Amen Thompson. So that makes sense there. Another team I like a lot, and it's pretty interesting, it's realistic, is the Portland Trail Blazers. Pairing him with Dame will work 2 ways, honestly. Let's say they get Dame. They have Dame. They trade for Zion. I'm not sure what you trade for him. Do you trade Simons in the 4th pick? In the 3rd pick. Do you trade Sharp in the 3rd pick? Probably Simons in the 3rd pick, right? Simons the 3rd pick, and I guess something else. I'm not sure, but they land Zion somehow, right? Cool. They land Zion. They have a big three of Shaden Sharp, Dame Lillard, and Zion. First year goes pretty well, seventh, eighth seed, whatever, play-in game or whatever, losing the first round. Then you want to say, hey, Dame wants to go now. You got to start a player, but still not enough. Dame wants to be traded. Fine. You can still flip Dame the following year for 2024 summer and get back some good quality back for a 34-year-old Dame who's still probably on the tail end of his prime. So you could still rebuild your team pretty good around a guy like Zion and Shaden Sharp. So that's not a bad move to me. That's kind of a move that works out either way. If it works out, let's say Zion stays healthy. It all depends on that. But Zion stays healthy, but the team just doesn't play well. That's no problem. You still have Zion, you still have Sharp, flip Dame for some good pieces, and you can make a run. Find pieces that fit better for Zion's play style and for the coach's system and scheme, whatever, and it could work out there. So I would really like him to go to Portland, but I've been kind of torn, man. I don't know if the Hornets are gonna pass on Brandon Miller. I like him a lot. I really do. Smooth game. I think, if the Hornets were to take Scoot Henderson and they actually keep him, how would him and Melo work? That's the weird thing. Melo's a good shooter, or he's a volume shooter. Also, he shot pretty well as well. You see his numbers; he shot pretty well, but shot a lot of threes. But he needs the ball in his hands. I really don't see him pairing well with Scoot Henderson. I really, really don't see it. So that's kind of a strange move to me. That's why I think Brandon Miller fits the mold better. Put him at the 2 or 3. The Hornets will trade Rozier, and then they'll be on their way. Have Miles Bridges back on a 1-year deal. That's not a bad, big three. And do some free agents also. So, but let's just say the Hornets do go out to Zion. They don't want Scoot. They flip Scoot, like that, which doesn't make sense. I don't like him with that anyway. They don't want Brandon Miller. They trade Scoot to the Pelicans to get Zion back. You have Zion at the 4, Miles Bridges at the 3. I think the Hornets are going to trade Terry Rozier to the Suns or Clippers or something like that probably. And then you have a big 3 of Melo, Bridges, and Zion. Let PJ Washington walk. You have the center. You have Nick Richards, and you have Mark Williams. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I wouldn't mind that, honestly. I guess the Hornets could trade Gordon Hayward in the second pick. That should be enough, and also matches the money. So that's not bad either. I wouldn't mind that one. But the downside is Melo Ball is kind of often hurt too. His first couple years he's been kind of banged up also and missed a lot of time. I know he broke his wrist or fractured wrist at one point or hand or so he's been going through the ringer also. So that's kind of a tough situation, but that would be the most star power the Charlotte has had in a good long while. So that move there makes sense. And my least likely favorite one out of all these options, the New York Knicks. I do not want Zion in New York to play with R.J. Barrett. That will be disgusting. R.J. Barrett is trash. I'm not going to lie to you. Him having Zion and Brunson, cool. I think Zion is better than Julius Randle. For me personally, Randle has a better stroke. But Randle will not drive in for some weird reason. He was a monster, and it is as well when he drives in, put his head down, and forces his way to the bucket. But right now he just settles for threes and mid ranges for no reason. So I think I like Zion's game more. Pair him up with a guy like Brunson, but they have no third star. And RJ Barrett to me is not a big 3 type of guy. He's a overhyped, overvalued role player in my personal opinion. Good, decent starter, but he's nothing special to really write home about. He has awesome games, awesome moments, but they're too far in between for me, honestly. So if you want to trade Randle and Barrett in a 3-team trade type of thing, and then bring someone else with Zion, I'm not sure who, that would make sense to me. But if you're focused on bringing in Zion just to pair with Barrett and Brunson, no. Barrett got to go too. So take away Barrett and Randle. They're not considered the Knicks, but just with no. Can't do it. I'm not Randle. Barrett is too consistent for me, honestly. And I'm a Duke fan, and I love Barrett coming out of college, but he has not panned out the way I would hoped. But that's just me personally. Do you have some Barrett fans out there who still like his potential? You know, a big ball handler, but just offense is not there consistent enough for me. Misses layups, wide open threes a lot. I'm like, yo, a lot of turnovers. I'm like, yo, Barrett to me is just so weird. He was so efficient in college and such a just a different animal. Now it's like he's cool, he's alright, but I know him and Zion are definitely still cool. Zion himself, you watch some of his old interviews. He said he loves Dallas, and we know why, but he loves Houston and New York also. So I think Houston makes sense, but they don't have enough. That pick 4 definitely probably is going to hurt them in trying to get Zion. But the New York Knicks, they have picks. They have Randall to flip and send him back to New Orleans. But I just don't like the fact of him going with Barrett. That to me, no, trade Barrett for someone else in a 3-team trade. Get back someone else. I'm not sure who, Fred VanVleet or something, but I definitely would not want Barrett to pair with Zion for me personally. So that's it for the video, guys. I like those 4 teams for them. Any surprise teams? Maybe the Hawks, Atlanta. I'm not sure their cap space, but that kind of sort of makes sense. Trade DeJounte Murray, trade Clint Capella. Is that enough? And whatever their first round pick is, if they have one, could they trade it for Murray? So I don't know. DeJounte Murray, Clint Capella to Pelicans for Zion. Does that math work out? I'm not quite sure. It probably doesn't. Probably too much money from the Hawks end. But that's kind of intriguing, maybe kind of sort of. There's a couple teams out there that kind of are intriguing to pair with Zion. But Trae Young and Zion, Hunter, not bad. Not bad. But Zion needs to be kept on 24-hour watch, though. Don't let him keep spending all his money on these women's. Keep his money safe. Where his parents at? Keep his money in a vault somewhere in South Carolina. Don't let the man have access to because he's wilding. He's wilding right now. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.